I'm only gonna get like a small handful of cruise missiles though, but considering the frontal arc, it might be something that I could use to fire on the targets at least. They're not going to be much of point defense though, but I could use them. They're going to be really easy to shoot down though, that's my only problem. And I don't really like having them in the front arc. I really don't. So I seriously question that. Because it's going to be spending a lot of its time evading. The front weapons are not going to see a whole lot of good use. So I seriously don't know. Swarm missiles seems a little more promising considering there's more limited. But they just fire a bunch of smaller missiles. They have less range. I'll stick with the cruise missiles for now. I guess that's probably the best I could do. We'll try that. It boosts the cost some. But again, I don't need the target computer anymore. Now that I'm all have a heavy reliance on missiles. So what can I throw in there for good measure? I gotta keep in mind, again, I do not need can't use most of these weapons, so I gotta keep an eye on this dark particle beam, because that could be useful when I do upgrade, but it is quite large. I'm assuming that's what it is. Yeah, I don't know what else I could throw on besides just a bunch of rockets. A bunch more rockets, that's all I could see. Especially since having a multi-rocket launcher is actually going to give it better arc, which is actually better than the point defense, the miniature version. And Lucas, do I need to throw more power on there? Because now it doesn't really have much capacity to utilize at all since I took it out. And I'm wondering if I even need a second targeting computer, which will give me additional power capacitor. What's this cost? 30. So that'll drop the cost down a little bit. And we'll give that a try. Still same effectiveness, but with more capacitor I can at least keep firing more of these phasers out at a time. At least as an initial burst. Maybe it's too much. So I'll try strictly the Locust this time. In the mix-up, we're going to have Garlon, and we're going to have a nice little bit. Let's see, Garlon's almost expensive as my swarm. That's something to really consider. So 2 Hornets, and a couple of guard ships. Let's see how badly this goes for me, shall we? You would think it would go bad, but Locust has the benefit of outrunning all these ships if I really need to, so it can easily isolate them. And it has 2 capacitor shields to kind of help. Oh, I overpowered my engines there because of all the laser demands, so that's something to watch out for as well. Because if I can kill my engine boost there, I can also kill my shield recharge, and that's gonna punish me too. And all the fires automatically go into Garlon, who isn't handling demands very, who's slowly going down, but also my shield's taking damage. It's like somehow they're breaching through my canopy shield. I'm not sure how, which is interesting to say the least. I should straight up have more power to Garlon. It's just the other ships that are kind of adding the additional firepower, which is an issue. I can outrun them though. Garlon's shield power is about to fall, but so is mine. If I can kill Garlon, I should be good. If my weapons stop changing targets. Because I need to keep hitting them. Okay, fire up. There goes my shields, in fact, so... Kill it now or never. Come on, come on. Its front's gone, but I don't think it's enough. Yeah, I'm dead. I think my mistake... Yeah. I could have killed Garelon, but... It was too much firepower, and of course my engine boost failed on me too. So I couldn't even evade. If anything, I almost want to try and get as much firepower as I can out of it. Out of the Locust, and just annihilate the small splinter ships even. So we'll try this one more time so we don't get... So we don't have to constantly keep repeating this. And this time I think these are Mark IVs. Yeah, these are upgrade variant soldiers. So these ones have the cluster cannons. So let's just annihilate these smaller ships, because I have the firepower to do it. That's the hope anyway. The last thing I want to do is miscontrol this in a way that hurts me more. So, that's one Hornet all but down. There, one down. So let's kill these soldiers down quickly, because that's not going to take much work. Because that's probably the big flaw I did for the last attempt, because these things are so much more fragile, but they offer a fair amount of damage with their laser batteries. Especially when you consider the cost of my horns there even. Because they are like almost 600 resources there. Okay, recharging shields, recharging shields. So I should be good here. If I stop spinning. Stop spinning! Uh-oh. I don't know if this is a good thing or not. It just doesn't want to stop spinning. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Now, we have just Garelon who has the advantage there, but I can quickly recharge my shields. And they're doing no damage to me now, so... Just give it a quick moment to recharge. And then I should be able to just beat it with raw firepower, maybe? I'm hoping. I just need to give it... It shouldn't take very long, because already I'm seeing the shields recharging quite rapidly. You can... I'm at least seeing it there. So give it another 15-20 seconds and I'll be good to go, I think. And then Garelon doesn't have a chance, I think. The trick is knowing when do I have enough shields to actually pull off what I want to do. Because obviously I can wait till full strength, but is there a way... How much do I want to do when I feel I can just barely do it? It's the real trick. So I can really start understanding the strengths and limitation of the ship. Alright, let's try it here. And we'll go for as much full power as I can. Try to get as many shots in. Because my ship's just going to naturally turn and circle it. And Garelon's front's going to continually face me. I'm probably going to lose if I don't maximize my fire somehow, though. That's my feeling anyway, because... Yep, there goes my shield, so maybe that was a missed call. No! Yeah, Garelon still have plenty of shield strength, so... That was a missed call, unfortunately. Almost got through all the shields, but it had extra generators in the front too, which also hurt. Yeah, overall, it was pretty good there. The difference Garelon had over mine is that it has rapid fire phasers, so I think I could pretty happy with that, but one thing I want to test now is just observe the energy demands. Can it handle firing all its weapons? So we'll just stick with a bunch of smaller ships and just have it fight off against them. Actually, let's just make them Mark 5s, because why the hell not? Spread them out. Probably, definitely overkill, but hey. Because yeah, it's about the same cost with 9 of them, so it should be good. And I just basically want to watch the energy demands very carefully in comparison to the amount of weapons it's firing. Which is going to be really hard to do. Because yeah, one phaser is firing there. I'm not seeing any other phasers firing. So that was hard to judge. Because it seemed like only one side of lasers decided to fire. Maybe I should have had them staying still. These ones are trying to get in my face and it's not working to my liking. Yep, and there, the power... Yeah, Power Man's so great that it just killed my shields. Let's try that again. Let's try it again with something that's at least less mobile. That was a bad test. So we'll have some asps here. We'll have them all around. So this ought to be a fair match. And we'll try this again. They're not going to have any range advantage because I'm already in their face, but as you can see, the phasers aren't firing at all. They're just firing separate. There's not enough power. There's simply not enough power. Because the front are firing and only like 7 or 8 phasers are going off at once. It can actually handle firing with one side though, but... And with all those lasers firing, that is his big problem. I need more power, not more capacitors. That much is apparent. So let's swap these around. Because I did give it capacitors and it doesn't seem like it needs those. It will do me wonders when I finally get the... What is it? What is the other one? The dark matter reactor. If I research that, that's going to help tremendously with my issues. But, alas, I do not have them. So, I am not going to worry about that. So, 2,500 energy a second. So, it could easily handle like 10 of these. And those should be able to fire like... Yeah, they have a 10-second rate of fire on top of with what I'm using with the particle capacitors. So, you think it would be fine, right? Let's give that another try. And find out, though. Because I am really curious to try and optimize and get as much power out of this thing as possible. Oops. That was dumb. I misclicked there, got ahead of myself. When I should have spawned the locust into the battle. So, let's try this again. So let's see, how many phasers are actually going to fire? So far it looks like the front and the left side are actually focus firing, which I'm okay with. It's hard. Well, I guess the best way I can judge is watching the power demands. Because it's still firing, it's constantly firing for obvious reasons. It's not even getting a chance to fill up its capacitors once it starts firing. And I can recharge the shields easily. So I'm safe at that point. So let's try and get more. Actually, let me just try and focus one side here. Oop, stop moving. Stop moving. Yeah, it's starting to gain power there. As soon as... Well, never mind. The left side is firing, so that didn't work out as I thought. Alright, so otherwise that seems a lot more promising, though. We're not at the point where we're maxing our power capacitor just yet. The thing is, though, do I want to cut back more capacitors in exchange for more power? So let's see. Come on. There we go. That was nice and flawless. Didn't even lose his capacitor shield. 400,000 points of damage. So that's a lot better. I like that. I like where the locust is at, but can I get more power? Or do I possibly consider cutting something? Like I could cut a phaser on each side, or I could cut high energy focus. Or hell, better yet, maybe I can cut a phaser on each of the front. To get additional antimatter reactor, and try that. Because now we're at 3,000 power a second. That's gotta be more than enough, right? I'm almost thinking it's too much. But we'll know in a moment. Because there's less power demands now. And I'm still waiting to see if the right side's gonna fire. Because it's just not. Okay, never mind. It's shooting at the front. I was kind of half expecting it to shoot, but no. They decided to shoot the phases at the front. It looks like a good majority of them firing, but not all of them, though. It's hard to say, seeing as the majority of them firing the left. But that looks promising. I like that. It's still holding its power quite well. So I think Locust is all but ready to go. Because it actually looked like it was killing them that much faster too, to kind of emphasize my point there a bit. There. Yeah, it seems like it killed them a lot quicker. And now just watch that poor Kular battleship melt. And it's a well-equipped battleship too. Those are the ones that they've been using in the campaign, and they are resilient. As is apparent with the fact that I'm constantly doing 400,000 points of damage. So, Locust is all but ready there. Maybe slight bit of optimization by like maybe giving it rapid fire and all that. That's the only thing I can think of. Now, what do I want to do with Swarm? Because it is so hard to judge considering these heavy fighter bases are going to get so much more stronger. And I don't know how to actively test it properly. So maybe the missile titans there, maybe I can try them. Since this has emphasis on point defense. Maybe. Yeah, because they're all about missiles. So, this is probably a bad idea though. Because obviously I could just straight up outrun them. And those are the cruise missiles there. And I think that was my fighters just walking into the missiles. They didn't even care. So maybe that was a bad idea. So yeah, taking a lot of hits. I do have flak, which you would think would help a little bit. They're killing a handful. I don't know if this is a proper test or not, though. It can't even recharge its shield, which I think is a big negative I need to correct. I need to at least give it the power to regen its shield for emergency situations. And of course, like I said, the damage, it's doing all its damage all around, so it can be really hard to kill something that's big like that. Because it can't focus fighter damage reliably. So, I'm half tempted to go back to laser batteries now, just so for more point defense.